And good local time, boys and girls. Welcome to another Pharaoh Builds video. So, have you ever been in a game and played a race with swords and guns and bullets and abilities and wondered how you can do that yourself? Well, wonder no more because I'm going to teach you how. Shout out to Daddy Chang here. He's got a brilliant island, Planet X, and this is quite literally called Flying Combat Race. It's a really good example of what I'm going to teach you. So we're going to go through the basics, so let's get into it. What you're going to do straight away is just create a new race. We're going to call this one Shooting Race, and you can start placing your start point and your checkpoints and your finish line. I'm just going to do this straight up in the sky, and we'll pop the finish line up the top there. Now the kicker here and how you get a combat race game is in the cog up the top under race rules. You click that tab and then you go to combat settings. You check that enabled section, and here is where you can make your adjustments. So there's max player health, health regen timer, health regen rate, weapon mode, starting ammo. And what you do with the ammo is if you set it to 0, then you can still make it a race and put down abilities like your glider and your boost and your jetpack, and players can't attack each other, but you can still put down stamina packs so that you can regenerate while you're racing there too. Otherwise, you want to change it to sword mode or sword and gun mode if you like, and players can use those respective weapons. So sword mode is good as well if you want players to still be able to move fast, because unfortunately when you're racing and you've got a gun out, you actually run a little bit slower. So bear that in mind if you're trying to create a race where you still want people to get the right amount of movement. So we're going to give this we're going to pop down a jetpack first, and then we're going to give this a little test. If you're creating a race like this for multiple people, then you need to actually place multiple abilities as well. Otherwise, you just give one lucky person who gets the ability a bit of a head start, and they're probably going to win that every time. So yeah, it's quite simple. Place down your abilities, place your stamina packs where you want to place them, and just like that, you've got yourself a combat race. Well, that was probably more of an example of an ability race, but here I'll drop down some ammo and we can get stuck into that. So once again, quite simple, clicking the cog up the top and going to race rules and dropping down to the combat settings, and you can change that to gun and sword, and this is where you control the ammo there. Now we're going to use frost bullets because it's pretty fun to race with frost bullets, because you can use it as a little tactically to slow your enemies. Just going to extend this a little bit so I can give you a bit of an example of what it's like when you're actually shooting in the game. So let's give it a crack. Once you've enabled those settings, you'll see you've got your 20 out of 50 slow bullets, and you're ready to shoot your enemies while you race them. So looking forward to seeing what you guys put together with this. I'm sure there's something that's been untapped that we haven't seen yet. So like and subscribe this video if you want to see more of this content, and yeah, let's get into it. Cheers.